Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Warrior Dungeon videos. And this time we actually get to play Warrior. And check out that name, it's just a whole bunch of, what is that, I's? Maybe lowercase L's? What an interesting name. Anyway, so we actually get to be an actual warrior in this dungeon. We're level 31, it's so exciting, right? So first thing we're going to do is hit this awesome little button, Defiance. So you get this ability at level 30. It's the ability you'll get upon completing your first job quest. And it is a godsend ability to have. So I'm just going to stun this Manor maidservant here. Because that AoE is bad and we don't want to take damage from it. So I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about this dungeon. This is Haukke Manor. It is a level 28 dungeon, but as you can see, you can sync up to level 31. So if you do this at level 28 or 29, you will still be a marauder, unfortunately, but if you wait until you're level 30, then you can go in as a warrior, like I am now. And basically what that allows you to do is use Defiance, like I just activated. So what Defiance does, we can have over here, maximum HP, HP recovery, and enmity, which is aggro gain or increase while damage dealt is reduced. Which means we do less damage, but we also take less damage. So it's a give and take there. Stun that, because why not? So if you look at the bottom right hand corner of the screen there, you'll see something you haven't seen before in my videos, and that is called the Beast Gauge. That is a gauge that is exclusive to the warrior job. And as you can see, it's got a 100 and it's glowing and flashy and all that. Unfortunately, in this dungeon, we can't really do much of anything with that. We're not really going to be able to use that until level 35, unfortunately. But I believe the next dungeon actually does let us sync up to 35, so we should be able to get some of that action in the next video. But for now, we can just be content that we have our tanking stance. And as you can see, I am holding aggro on these guys absolutely no problem. I'm actually pulling really, really small right now just because I'm trying to get a lot out. So I'm focusing less on actual tanking and trying to actually explain what's going on here. So let's see, what else did I miss? We did get a new ability for this dungeon since we are level 30. We get Butcher's Block, which is the third and final ability in the tank building combo. This person right here has grab aggro in there, stun. Alright, so here's the full aggro combo. We got heavy, oh, I pressed the wrong button, my bad. We have Heavy Swing into Skull Sunder into Butcher's Block. That is your tanking combo, and you're going to be using that combo even at level 70. I mean, that is going to be sticking with you. That is your aggro combo. You're going to be using that all the time. So get in the habit of using those 3 skills in a row. So right now, as far as combos are concerned that aren't the main tanking combo, the enmity combo, we still only have Heavy Swing and Maim, unfortunately. But before too long, we're actually going to get a couple more, Storm's Path and Storm's Eye. I'll go over those when we unlock them, of course. We are still pretty far away from unlocking those. Don't trigger your AoE. That's why I keep looking back. I don't want her to trigger her AoE until she's here. And she's dead. No problem. So these maidservants can be pretty pesky. Since I don't have my stun, I'm just gonna run out of it. If you're inside of that AoE and you get hit, you get stunned for like 7 or 8 seconds. It's pretty terrible. I just completely neglected to see you for some reason. Oh, what happened? No, apparently my stun was on cooldown still. Well, as you can see, bad things happen. Bad things happen if you get stunned by that. It's very long. It's 10 seconds actually. I was unaware of that. So of course, since I'm just sitting there stunned, I can't even do anything. So, Rumor got killed, unfortunately. I'll have to apologize after this this pull here. Everyone makes mistakes. It happens. There we go. I have apologized. Yeah, my stun was on cooldown still. I thought it was off, but it had a couple seconds left, so that caused an issue. But it happens, no big deal. Nothing catastrophic happened. Alright. First boss. Everybody ready? Romer. There he is, okay. So first boss, Manor Claviger. That came out really badly. Manor Claviger. I think that's how you pronounce that anyways. Yeah, so for this boss, we're just gonna sort of turn her away from our party, of course. She will turn and do some targeted AoEs on them. There's nothing we can do about that. We actually can stun those though, and I might try and work some of those in. They're probably still gonna move though, just out of habit, but you know, might as well, right? We're not using the stun for anything else. So I'm just using the aggro combo a few times to establish our aggro. See, there we go, I stunned it. But it doesn't really matter because they're going to move out of the way anyway, just out of habit. So yeah, all you have to really do if you have your tanking combo is use your, or rather if you have Defiance, your tanking stance. You just need to use your tank combo a couple times on a boss, and then you can just sort of go to town with DPS. So since we actually don't have Storm's Path or Storm's Eye, we're not going to be using that DPS combo all the time. Later on when we do unlock Storm's Path and Storm's Eye, we will be using those over and over for DPS. But for now we actually do more damage with our tank combo than just by doing heavy swing and maim. So we're going to go ahead and take advantage of our ability to use Butcher's Block here. I totally didn't need to use Thorough Battle, I'm just using it because, I mean, why not? And that's first boss. So boss is gonna drop that green key. Make sure you pick that up, very important. Don't care about that, let one yell take it. So now we have to run backwards to this ivy door, and you open it with that key. Plain and simple. So now there is a group of enemies down there, and let's just ignore them, they're not important. So we are gonna pull these three guys. And there is a key over there, a tiny key. One of our party members grabbed that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull big here because yet again we have the wonderful, the ever so amazing Cassie, and also Rumor. Now I sort of feel bad because I have no title. I was just like, all these titles for Cassie and then just plain Rumor. Let's see, what's a title I could give Rumor? The Samurai Extraordinaire, although he's actually not a samurai right now, he's a red mage, so I have no idea. Rumor, maybe let me know what you want to be called. I'll call you by whatever you want, I really don't care. But yeah. I love Cassie, I love Rumor. And they know that. But anyway, enough of that. Back to the dungeon stuff. So what I did right there in that first room was I just skipped a group of enemies. You can kill them if you want. It's really no big deal. I just skipped them because it saves time. But you can kill them if you want. No big deal. And you just drag them in here and you kill them. That room is totally optional. You don't have to go in there. That room is totally optional, so we're just going to skip it. Now down this hallway we've got more enemies. Just stun that. We don't want your crap. That was unfortunate. Unfortunately, my overpower did not quite reach the maidservant there. Where the heck is this bat? All the way over there. Why is that bat all the way over there? What is going on? Okay, I have no idea why that happened. Let me just, there. That went really badly. What I was trying to do was grab all their attention all at once and then drag them down this hallway. But that ended up taking like 4 times as long as it should have. Yeah, I like to just pull them over here by this door so that a DPS or the healer can open the door and I'll grab those other enemies in there. Looks like Cassie's going to go ahead and take care of that. So now I'll just pull these guys too. And as you can see in the corner there is a yellow key. It might be hard to see with all the stuff on screen. There's a yellow key over there in the corner. There it is. You can see it. So one of your other party members can pick that one up. And oddly enough, we are actually almost finished with this dungeon already. We're only 11 minutes in nearly, and we're almost finished. This is a very short dungeon. Probably one of the shortest in the game, honestly. Especially considering there are a couple places where you can just outright skip the rooms and stuff, so you can just skip a lot of the dungeon. This is the first dungeon though where you can play as a job. So they still make this dungeon pretty simple to understand. Pretty simple. So now we're just back to this door. Like, as you saw, we came downstairs and we wrapped around that direction. Now we're here, and we used the yellow key on that door. So here's the second boss, and it's actually a tag team here. We're going to fight them both at once, so it's not really a tag team, but we're going to fight them like it's a tag team. So go ahead. What the heck? Okay, I used overpower, and the game was like, you know what? No, we're not gonna go ahead and register aggro on this guy for some reason. So anyway, I don't know why that happened, but you're going to want to attack the Jester first. Go ahead and take out the Jester. Just pretty much 1 or 2 tank combos on them is enough to keep aggro for the entirety of their life. So, do that a couple times. Use Berserk there to get a damage buff. And just sort of go to town with whatever you want to use on them. Kill them dead. So over on this guy, the Manor Steward, he's going to periodically have this circle AoE. You can just stun it. No big deal. You don't even have to move, although you can just easily move out of it. You got plenty of time. I just stun it because, I mean, why not? What else is the stun being used for? So the stun for warrior is actually a roll action. It's not like built into the class. Like Paladin has an actual built-in stun ability, which I believe is called Shield Bash. Could be wrong, but I think it's Shield Bash. But Warrior does not have that, unfortunately, so we have to pull off of the roll skills, but that's fine, because having a stun as a tank is pretty important, at least for the for ads and whatnot. So this is the only dungeon, to my knowledge, that we use return in. So what return does in a dungeon is it returns you to the starting point of the dungeon. So basically where you spawn in. Sorry about that. So we just use return to get back to the beginning of the dungeon. And then we can open that barrier because we killed the second boss. And now we have the Manor Sentry up here. This is the last line of defense between us and the boss. So we're just gonna tank him just like any other normal enemy. I mean, he's really weak and he's not actually going to die right now. Once he's at 50%, he's actually gonna run away. You coward. But yeah, so here we are, final boss. Took 14 minutes to get to the final boss. Probably could have done it faster actually, but... So yeah, very, very short dungeon. Make sure that... Okay, rumors here. So, Lady Amandine. So this is a bit of an interesting boss. The rumor said he's going to LB all the trash. So he's actually referring to the last mechanic that this boss does, and you'll see what that is, of course, when it happens. Won't be too far. This boss is really weak. So the very first mechanic she's going to do is if you look around the corners of the room here in just a moment, there you go. She spawned void lamps in every corner of the room. So what I usually like to do is just tank her over here in the corner so that you can grab that one, and then the DPS and the healer can grab the other 3. You don't have to time it like I did, where you wait for an attack and then you go in between attacks, because if you get hit by an attack, you might get stunned. I don't think it's a 100% chance at this level, but sometimes you can get stunned while interacting with things. Like right there, see it says interrupted, and it'll just keep doing that, so I'm just gonna completely give up on that. It's not gonna happen. So this is actually the phase that Rumor was referring to, where he was gonna AoE all the trash. So you just want to pull everything in the room into one cluster. You don't have to do an AoE LB, but it does help. Just takes a bunch of the damage down. So it's not actually crucially important that you hold aggro on every single target for the entire duration, because they don't really do all that much damage. Your healer can easily heal through it as long as they have even somewhat of a clue what they're doing. And obviously, you should know at this point, Cassie definitely knows what she's doing. And that is a wrap on this boss. Still pretty simple. Vote for I'm just gonna call this guy Barcode, because I mean, just a bunch of vertical bars. I mean, it might as well be a barcode, right? You have Barcode the vote there. Go ahead and bow to Mr. Barcode. So yeah, that was Haukke Manor. Pretty simple, especially considering it's a transition dungeon. Sometimes if you have a healer in there that is still their class and not their job, and they don't have their second tier healing ability, it can get kind of nasty in there if you pull too much. So be mindful of that. Like if you see that you're in there with a conjurer and not a white mage, then you're going to know they don't have access to Cure 2, which means you're going to want to pull kind of small. So I guess that's another responsibility you have to look out for as the tank. You have to make sure you cater towards your party's setup. You can't over pull. Like if you pull a bunch of groups like I was doing with a conjurer, you will die, almost guaranteed. It doesn't even matter. They can just sit there and spam over and over, and you'll still die faster than they can heal you. So it's important that you gauge the compatibility of your party, and also the efficiency of your party, so that you don't do too much or do too little. You want to find that perfect balance. And that is something that comes with practice. Like right off the bat, as a noob tank, you're going to struggle with that. I struggled with it a lot. But it comes with practice. The more you tank, the more you learn to read your party. Even if it's just all random people. Even if you have no idea who's with you, the more you tank, the more experienced you get. So yeah, that was Haukke Manor, and I would like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for Brayflock's Long Stop. See you then.